made weak and wretched by a false system of education gathered from the books on the subjects by men. These writers have been more concerned to make women alluring mistresses rather than affectionate wives and rational mothers. This homage to women's attractions has distorted their understanding to such an extent that almost all the civilized women of the present century are anxious only to inspire love when they ought to have the nobler aim of gaining respect for their abilities and virtues. The books of instruction written by men of genius regard women as beings of a subordinate kind and not as part of the human species. Don't think that because I am a woman, I mean to struggle violently the debated question about the equality and inferiority of the female sex. It is observed that the female is, so far as strength is concerned, inferior to the male. This is the law of nature. But men, not content with this natural preeminence, try to sink us lower still, so as to make us merely alluring objects for a moment. And women, intoxicated by the adoration men pay them, don't try to achieve a permanently important place in men's feelings, or to become the friends of fellow creatures who find amusement in their society. I simply want to show that the elegance is inferior to virtue, that the most praiseworthy ambition is to try to achieve a character as a human being, whether male or female, and that lesser ambition should be tested against that one.
Hitch her up, Pete. She ain't balanced right. What are you trying to do, break my neck?
What do you mean, break your neck? You said hitch, and I hitched.
You don't have to climb up my back with the chair, do you?
Are you guys gonna cut this out and move furniture? Are you gonna move furniture?
What you have to give me a green guy for?
Listen, can I help it if the other guy broke his collarbone? Play ball, Red.
I'll be lucky if he doesn't break my neck.
Listen, you got a half an hour to clear this place out. Get moving.
Okay. Pete, now take it easy.
Listen, baby, I told you, it's no use chasing us around with that thing.
I spent 2 days polishing this floor the way it is, and I'm going to see it stays polished.
Can you wait till we get through like I asked you?
You mean till it gets so tracked up that I can't do a thing?
Listen, we're gonna be calling in and out of here like fleas. You're in our way.
Maybe you don't think you're in my way.
Hello? Hello? Just a moment, please. Will you tell them to stop that infernal racket? I can't hear a thing.
Hold it, boys!
Hello? Hello, can't hear you. Yes, I'm certainly glad you can make it. No, I couldn't hear you before. The men were hammering. What? You say something terrible has happened? What? Can't hear you. You can't find your dress for the wedding? But how? Here? You couldn't have left it here. Hold on, just a moment, please. Ellie! Ellie!
Yes, dear?
Aunt Harriet thinks she left her dress here.
She took it to the tailor. She was going to have it pressed.
Call the tailor shop, dear. That's right. No problems at all. Goodbye.
How am I supposed to put up a tent if we have to stop every 5 minutes somebody's crazy aunt loses a dress?
Will you kindly look at the weather?
Okay, the sun is shining.
We don't want a tent. I told you. It'd be much pleasanter to be on the lawn.
Listen, you ordered a tent, you got a tent. It's in the contract. Besides, we took it from somebody else.
Don't bother me. Got enough of my mind.
Okay, boys? You gonna answer that?
What for? I can't hear a thing.
Listen, mister, we got work to do. This can't go on.
Is this any time to do it? 2 hours before the wedding? Why didn't you do it this morning?
We had the Broadhurst wedding this morning.
Is that my fault?
Okay, okay, take it easy. Hold it, boys.
Hello? Uncle Joe. Yes, Ellie will be delighted. No, Kay's fine. Everything's fine.
Fine and dandy.
Just a moment, please. Would you like to talk to him? Then let me.
Can't you see the fella sitting on it? Take another piece.
We got the place fixed for this one. What do you think? We got a lot of room up there?
I'm sorry, Uncle Joe. Couldn't quite hear what you said.
Sorry, mister.
You don't know how to get to town in Fairview Manor? Well, the easiest way is to take a taxi.
Can't you cut it short, mister?
There aren't any taxis. Well, there will be in a few minutes, I'm sure. That's right. No trouble at all. Goodbye.
Okay, boys?
How long is that supposed to go on?
We have to get the supports up. You don't want it to fall down, do you?
How long?
Another 5 minutes.
Thank heaven.
ago.
No, we didn't.
Sorry, mister.
I got an artistic arrangement to make. I can't wait any longer.
Listen, give us 10 minutes.
I got 2 dozen palms to carry in.
Give us 10 minutes, we'll carry your palms in for you, okay?
Okay.
Oh, Mr. Banks, my floor! He's got mud on his shoes.
I'm so sorry, Delilah.
Listen, mister, can you get her out of here? I told her to do that till we're done.
It'll be ruined after.
Still, I think you better.
Oh, dear.
I thought you said 5 minutes.
Another minute. See, I told you.
Now, where is Masula?
He'll be here.
Today. My daughter gets married today. Remember? In a little over an hour.
Never mind the wisecracks, mister. He'll be here.
Buckingham Caterers. Satisfaction guaranteed.
I told you, he'll be here, okay?
No. You know, last time, this got much, much better. What's up with this?
You got it crooked.
I was rolling rugs when you were rolling rattles.
Okay, take it easy.
Mr. Banks, here we are. Lovely day and all set.
This is the most outrageous performance I've ever seen. An hour and 35 minutes before the wedding.
Good. The marquee is ready. Now everything will go like magic.
Stanley, what are we going to do? It's getting later and later.
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Mr. and Mrs. Banks, trust Buckingham. It will go like magic. When you come back from the church and enter your home, all this will be forgotten. You won't believe it. I have a truck at the door. There's everything in it that we need. I have hands to place them. In an instant, in a second, when you come back from the ceremony from the church and enter your home, music will be playing. The room will be a bower of flowers. The serving tables will gleam with white linen and shining silver. Waiters will be darting silently, smoothly among the crowd. Corks will be popping, and you will hear the soft hum of voices. Buckingham never fails.
Okay, fellers.
What about our nerves? What about that?
Never mind, Stanley.
Thank you, Mrs. Banks. Come on, Joe. Give them a hand. You'll excuse me.
How's Kay? Is she nervous?
Mrs. Polinsky is working on her.
Is she getting sewn into her dress?
Nonsense. Stanley, it was finished days ago.
Then what for?
Oh, it's how the material falls. Tack here, tack there. You wouldn't understand.
I'll say so. It's getting so that I don't understand anything.
Where's Tommy? He should be dressing.
Watching the Ted Makers.
I must get dressed myself. Ben's in the bathtub. I'll call Tommy. Tommy! Tommy!
Yes, Mom?
Come in, please, dear. Stanley, please try and find a place in one of the cars for Mrs. Polinsky. I want her to go to the church.
Good gosh, Ellie, what for?
I want her to straighten Kay out before she starts up the aisle.
Straighten her out. Is she gonna have the bends?
You're failing her training. Now, Stanley.
All right. I'll see if I can squeeze her in some.
That's quite a carnival they got set up out there.
Tommy, I want you to go upstairs and wash and dress this minute.
Oh, Mom, I came in that silly suit in 10 minutes.
This minute!
Okay. You should really see everything they're taking out of that truck. It's everything but the kitchen stove.
I must hurry myself.
Hello? Buckley, you sound nervous, chum. Make with a stiff upper lip, boy. It'll all be over soon. You want to talk to the bride? Well, she's getting sewn into her gown or something, but it's terribly important. Okay, I'll try. Ellie!
What is it, Stanley?
Buckley wants to talk to Kay.
Oh, not now.
Still, I think she better if she wants to see him at the wedding.
Oh, my goodness. Tell him to wait.
Buckley, you still there? Yes, don't worry. Kay's coming.
Is he still there, Pops?
Still there. Buckley? Yes, don't worry. She's coming.
Mrs. Banks, just look this side of the train.
Thank you.
Please don't let it touch the floor. Oh, Miss Kay, don't go too fast. Please.
Kid, you're beautiful.
Thanks, Pops. Oh, it's creasing on your side.
Oh, dear.
Hello, Buckley. Hello, darling.
darling. Oh, I feel wonderful. How do you feel? Oh, but why, darling? Today of all days with the sun shining. Oh, Buckley, you just can't come now. Because it's terribly bad luck for you to see me in my wedding dress before church. Yes, I know it's silly. I know it's just a superstition. How can I take it off and put it on again? I'm all sewed into it, Buckley. There isn't time. Just a minute, please, darling. Mother, can you please just put the train over my arm and let me talk to Buckley?
Oh, Miss Kay, it would have to be repressed.
Listen, she wants a few wrinkles in her dress, then a groom with a nervous breakdown. That's her business.
Just a minute, please, Buckley.
Stanley, don't be an alarmist.
I'm not an alarmist.
Well, then,
Come, Mrs. Polinsky, put it over her arm.
can't you tell me over the phone, darling? Why do you have to see me? Is anything the matter? Well, what? Tell me what's the matter. Oh, please, Buckley. Try to tell me. Don't go, Pops.
He's scared.
I know. But what happened, darling? Last night it was all right. No. If it's the responses, you know them perfectly. And if you forget, I can whisper them to you. It isn't that. Well, tell Kay, what you're to think while you're waiting for me facing the congregation. Oh, that. Why, that's so easy, darling. You think of me. You think of me arriving in a taxi with Pops outside and coming in the door and looking right away for your face. Of course that's what I'll look for. I'll wait to see you standing there, and then everything will be all right. Because you're the man that's going to take care of me, and once I know you're there, everything is all right. See you, darling. See you very soon. See you for always. Bye, Buckley. Bye for just a little while. All right now? Good. Bye, darling.
What's Buckley's got, Kay, that can make you look like that?
I don't know, Pops.
Well, whatever it is, he best protect that look. Better not let you down.
He won't.
You know it's a fiction that he's going to take care of you. It's everything that's right that you take care of him.
Yes, I know.
Look at you. A few months ago, you were a little girl. Now you're a woman. Kay, I'm proud of you. You really are your mother's daughter.
Am I really? If I can be as happy as Mother, I won't ask anything more. Oh, help! There goes that darn train. Thanks, Pops.
Hey, Mrs. Polinsky is waiting for you.
I'm coming.
Hello, Mr. Banks. I'm so excited, aren't you?
Peggy, I guess I am.
Is Ben dressed?
Last report in the bathtub. Ben! Peggy's here!
Hi, Peggy.
Hello, Ben.
Peggy, you're wonderful.
You like me?
Tommy! Why aren't you dressed?
Listen, Pops, I'm having a bit of trouble.
What do you mean you're having a bit of trouble?
Those stiff collars won't fit on my soft shirts.
Naturally.
I haven't got anything but soft shirts.
What do you mean you haven't got anything but soft shirts? You've had 3 months to get ready for your sister's wedding. Are you an imbecile?
Gee, I didn't think...
Haven't you got an evening shirt?
Oh, it's in the wash.
Doesn't Ben got one?
He's got it on.
What size do you wear?
14 and a half.
I wear 15 and a half.
Oh, can't I just wear a soft shirt?
No!
Oh, what am I gonna do?
Tommy, how could you?
Tommy Banks, if I had a blind shirt in my hands, I would exterminate you!
Jeez, Pops! What am I gonna do?
Take the car and buy one!
Like this?
Yes, like that! Ben, go with him. Make sure he doesn't get arrested. Or do get arrested. Serves you right for being such a pudding head. Am I supposed to run this whole shebang single-handedly? Can't anyone in this house use his mind? Good gosh, there won't be a wedding at this rate.
Mr. Banks, could I get you a glass of water or something?
No, you couldn't give me a glass of water or something. A man has a right to lose his mind when everyone around him acts like a bunch of maniacs. Look at this room. In 15 minutes, my daughter gets married. And in 30, a car comes to take her to the church. How am I supposed to stand it without losing my mind? Caterers who don't come, senile aunts that lose their dresses, men pounding on tents that I don't want, and a son who is quite feeble-minded.
No, he isn't. He really isn't, Mr. Banks.
Tell you he is feeble-minded.
Oh dear, oh dear.
I'm sorry, Peggy, I guess we're all just nervous.
Yes, I guess so. Mr. Banks, could I ask your advice on something?
Of course.
It would be awfully dishonest if I asked Kay just to
throw the bouquet just a little bit in my direction, just so I couldn't help but being the one to catch it?
I think it has been done.
Would it be unforgivable?
No, I don't think so. Why is it so important to you?
Because I'll die. I'll just die if Ben and I are the next ones to get married.
Catching McBride's bouquet really cinches it?
Oh, yes. I know people say it's superstition, but it does work. I've counted wedding after wedding. You'd be surprised how well it works.
Peggy, how's your father?
My father?
His heart all right?
Why, I think so.
Nervous system pretty tough? Pocketbook solid?
Mr. Banks, is there something you know that I don't?
No.
Then would you often mind telling me why you ask such clear questions about my father?
Because when you and Ben get married, Peggy, he's the goat.
Father's the goat?
And I was wondering if you could take him. Or maybe you and Ben plan to elope?
Oh no, I want a wedding just like Kay's. I wouldn't change anything, not anything. Mr. Banks, why are you smiling?
Because my only contribution to that happy event is Ben.
That's an awful big contribution, Mr. Banks.
I certainly hope your father thinks so.
Can I go and see Kay, just for a minute?
Turn along, Peggy.
Mr. Banks,
What is it, Delilah?
my kitchen is full of men carrying in boxes and barrels. They've got everything covered. They're in my icebox and they just push me away. And one of them's even changing his shirt in there, Mr. Banks.
I think you should just let it go, Delilah.
But it's such a mess, Mr. Banks. They'll never find anything. And no man is going to change his shirt in my kitchen, not with me around.
Delilah, I think you should walk onto the church very slowly.
Oh, I do want to see Miss Kay get married. I really do. She's so beautiful.
Go on, Delilah.
Thank you, Mr. Banks.
You see, Mr. Banks, like magic.
Will you make it?
Of course.
I hope so. Ellie,
Don't say anything, Stanley. I can see in your face you like it.
you never said anything about your dress.
I'm glad you like me, dear.
You're as beautiful as you were 25 years ago.
Oh, no, dear.
You are. You are. I'm so proud of you.
I'm proud of you too, Stanley.
Got one! Oh, got a parking ticket.
We should have been at the church 10 minutes ago.
Oh, 2 shades, Pop.
And you. You're the only ushers our family knows. And you're responsible for seating them.
I know, Pops.
And I should be there too.
Your mother should be there before us. She's dependent on us.
Well, Pops, we did the best we could.
Hurry, Tommy!
I am, Mom. Just putting it on.
Shouldn't your car be here too, Stanley?
Yes. Is Kay ready?
I thought she was ready when I came down. Kay?
We're coming, Mrs. Banks.
Slowly, Miss Kay.
Go especially when you turn.
Kay.
Darling, you're lovely.
Am I, Mother? Am I all right?
I'll say you're all right.
Thanks, Ben.
You're beautiful, darling.
Oh, I'm glad. If it's true, shouldn't we be going? Shouldn't the boys have gone?
Yes. To both. Tommy!
I'm all ready, Dad. It's just, I can't find any cufflinks.
Tommy, get down as you are. This minute.
Where's our car, Pops?
It should be here. And I had him.
Only yesterday.
Help me not kill that boy.
Can't you just roll them up, dear? Tommy, my wedding day.
Oh, gee, Kay, I didn't mean to ruin your wedding day or anything. It's just, I can't find them.
Oh, come here, Tommy. One good thing about a dressmaker, it's always got pins.
Oh, thank goodness.
Ben, you better get in the car. Ellie, you better start.
Mother, darling.
Oh, be careful of the veil, please.
You better come with us, Mrs. Belitsky.
I'm sorry, Pop.
Go. Son, do your best.
I'll try, Pops. See you at the church, Kay.
Pops, I wish they'd come.
I told that man.
Buckley will die if we're late.
We won't be late. No wedding is ever on the dot.
Pops,
What is it, dear?
something awful. What will I do?
Is something wrong?
I feel like crying.
On your wedding day?
And if I do, I'll ruin my face and my veil and my
Is
dress.
something wrong? Has something gone wrong?
Yes!
What is it, dear?
I don't want to go.
You don't want to go.
To get married.
But, kid, it's a little late to be feeling like that.
I know.
There's nothing wrong to be afraid of marriage.
Oh, I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid of marriage. I'm only afraid of getting married.
You're afraid of people?
Yes!
But why? You're so beautiful.
Suppose I trip on my train or fall down or something.
Is that all?
Is that all?
Listen, when you were younger and you had nightmares, who held you till you felt better?
You did.
And when you scraped your shin, who told you stories until you felt better?
You did.
And when you swallowed that peach pit, who swung you around by your heels until you felt better?
You did. And you hit me hard on the back.
That's right. Listen, I'm going to be right there. Nothing is ever going to happen to you. Nothing.
Thanks, Pops. You're wonderful. You aren't scared of anything, are you?
Of course. And there's our car.
How's my face?
More beautiful than ever.
You always know just what to do and just what to say.
Ready?
Let's go knock him dead.
Every woman in this room has been taught the desires and dreams of her husband, her son, or her boss are much more important than her own. And the only way to turn that around is for us, right here, to try to make what we want, what we desire to be, as vital as it would undoubtedly be to any man. And then we can go out there and really make a difference.
What are you doing in there?
Taking off my fancy dress.
Yes, do. Try to calm yourself and make your mind easy again, my frightened little singing bird. Be at rest and feel secure. I've broad wings to shelter you under. How warm and cozy our home is now. Here's shelter for you. Here I'll protect you like a hunted dove that I've saved from hawk's claws. I'll bring peace to your poor beating heart. It will come little by little, Nora. Believe me, tomorrow morning you will look upon it all quite differently. Soon everything will be as it was before. Very soon you won't need me to assure you that I've forgiven you. For yourself to feel the certainty that I've done so. Did you ever suppose I should think of such a thing as repudiating you, or even reproaching you? You've no idea what a true man's heart is like, Nora. There's something so indescribably sweet and satisfying to a man. And the knowledge that he's forgiven his wife, forgiven her freely, and with all his heart. It seems as if that had made her, as it were, doubly his own, and she has become both wife and child to him. So you shall be to me after this, my poor, helpless darling. Have no anxiety about anything, Nora. Just be frank and open with me, and I'll serve as will and conscious oath to you. bed. Have you changed your things?
Yes, Torvald, I have changed my things now.
But what for so late as this?
I shall not sleep tonight.
But my dear Nora.
It's not so very late. Sit down here, Torvald. You and I have much to say to one another.
What is this, Nora? This cold, set face.
Sit down. It will take some time. I have a lot to talk over with you.
You alarm me, Nora. I don't quite understand you.
No, that's just it. You don't understand me. I have never understood you either before tonight. No, you mustn't interrupt me. You must simply listen to what I say, Torvald. This is a settling of facts.
What do you mean by that?
Isn't there one thing that strikes you as strange in our sitting here like this?
What is that?
We have been married now 8 years. Does it not occur to you that this is the first time we two, you and I, husband and wife, have had a serious conversation?
What do you mean by serious?
In all these 8 years, longer than that, from the very beginning of our acquaintance, we have never exchanged a word on any serious subject.
Was it likely that I'd continually and forever telling you about words which could not help me to bear?
I'm not talking about business matters. I say we have never sat down in earnest together to try to get to the bottom of anything.
But my dear Nora, would it have done you any good?
That's just it. You don't understand me. I've been greatly wronged, Torvald. First by my papa, and then by you.
Wives too. Wives too have loved you better than anyone else in the world.
You've never loved me. I only thought it pleasant to be in love with me.
Oh, what do I hear you say?
It is perfectly true, Torvald. When I was at home with Papa, he told me his opinions about everything. And so I had the same opinions. And if I differed from him, I concealed the fact because I know he would not have liked it. He called me his doll child, and he played with me just as I used to play with my dolls. But when I came to live with you,
What kind of expression is that to use about our marriage?
I mean, I was simply transferred from my papa's hands into yours. You arranged everything according to your own taste, and so I had the same taste as yours, else I pretended to. I'm really not quite sure which. I think sometimes one and sometimes the other, but when I look back on it, it seems as if I've been living here with a poor woman, just from hand to mouth. I've existed merely to perform tricks for you, Torvald, but you would have it so. You and Papa have committed a great sin against me. It's your fault I have made nothing of my life.
How unreasonable, how ungrateful you are, Nora. Have you not been happy here?
No, I've never been happy. I thought I was, but it's never really been so.
Not happy.
No, only married. But you've always been so kind to me, Torvald. But our home has been nothing but a playroom. I have been your doll wife, just as at home I was Papa's doll child. And here, the children have been my dolls. I thought it great fun when you played with me, just as they thought it great fun when I played with them. But this is what our marriage has been, Torvald.
There is some truth in what you say. Though strange as your view of it is. But from now on it shall be different. Playtime shall be over, and lesson time shall begin.
Whose lessons? Mine or the children's?
Both yours and the children's, my dear Nora.
Alas, Torvald, you are not the man to educate me into being a proper wife for you.
And you can say that.
And I? How am I fitted to bring up the children?
Nora.
Didn't you say so yourself a little while ago? That you dare not trust me to bring them up?
In a moment of anger, why do you pay any heed to this?
Indeed, you are perfectly right. I am not fit for the task. There's another task I must undertake first. I must try and educate myself. You are not the man to help me in that. I must do that for myself. And that is why I'm going to leave you now.
What do you say?
I must stand quite alone if I am to understand myself and everything about me. Just for that reason, I cannot remain here any longer.
Nora. Nora!
I'm going away from here at once. I'm sure Christine will take me in here.
You are out of your mind. I won't allow it. I forbid you.
There is no use forbidding me anything any longer. I will take with me what belongs to myself. I will take nothing from you, either now or later.
What madness is this?
Tomorrow, I shall go home. I mean, to my old home. It will be easiest for me to find something to do there.
You blind, foolish woman.
I must try and get some sense, Torvald.
To abandon your home, your husband and your children, and don't even think what people will say.
I cannot consider that at all. I only know that it is necessary for me.
It is shocking. This is how you neglect your most sacred duties.
What do you consider my most sacred duties?
Are they not your duties to your husband and your children?
I have other duties just as sacred.
That you have not. What duties could those be?
Duties to myself.
Before all else, you are a wife and a mother.
I don't believe that any longer. I believe that before all else, I am a reasonable human being. Or at all events, I must try and become one. I know, Torvald, that most people would think you right, and that ideas of that kind are to be found in books. I can no longer content myself with what most people say of what is found in books. I must think things over for myself and get to understand them.
Do not understand yourself in your own home. Have you no reliable guide in matters such as this? Have you no religion?
I'm afraid, Torvald, I'm not exactly sure what religion is.
What do you say?
I know only what the clergyman said when I went to be confirmed. He told us that religion was this, that, and the other. But when I'm away from all this, and am alone, I will get to that matter too. I will see if what the clergyman said is true, or at all events, if it is true for me.
This is unheard of in a girl of your age. But if religion cannot lead you aright, let me awaken your conscience. I suppose you have some moral sense. Or answer me this. Have you none?
I assure you, Torvald, that's not an easy question to answer. I really don't know. The thing perplexes me altogether. All I know is that you and I look at it in quite a different light. And I am learning, too, that the law is quite another thing from what I'm supposed. And I find it impossible to convince myself that the law is right. According to it, a woman has no right to spare her old dying father or to save her husband's life. I can't believe that.
You talk like a child. You do not understand the world in which you live.
No, I don't. I'm going to try. I'm going to try to make out who's right, the world or I.
You are ill, Nora. You are delirious. I will think you're out of your
I've
mind.
never felt my mind so clear and certain as tonight.
And is it with a clear and certain mind that you forsake your husband and your children?
Yes, it is.
Then there's only one possible explanation.
What is that?
You do not love me anymore.
No, that's just it.
And you can say that, Nora.
It gives me great pain, Torvald, for you have always been so kind to me. But I can't help it. I don't love you anymore.
I see. An abyss has formed between us. There's no denying it. But is it not possible to fill it?
As I am now, I mean, I always thought wonderful things would happen, but when that wonderful thing did not happen tonight, I saw you were not the man I thought you were.
I do not understand. Will you explain yourself better?
In all these 8 years, for goodness knows, wonderful things don't happen every day. But then this horrible misfortune came upon me, and I thought that wonderful thing was going to happen at last. When Krogstad's letter was out there, never for a moment did I think you would consent to accept this man's conditions. I thought you would say to him, publish this thing to the world. And when that was done,
Yes, what then? When I've introduced my wife to shame and disgrace.
when that was done, I thought you would come forward and take it all upon yourself and say that I am the guilty one.
Nora.
You mean that I would never have accepted such a sacrifice on your part? No, of course not. But what would my assurances have been worth against yours? That was the wonderful thing which I hoped for and feared. It was to prevent that I wanted to kill myself.
I'd gladly work night and day for you, Nora. Take on want and need for your sake. But no man would sacrifice his honor for the one he loves.
It's a thing hundreds of thousands of women have done.
Think you talk like a heedless child.
Maybe. You neither think nor talk like a man that I could bind myself to. When your fear was over, and it was no longer fear for what threatened me, but for what might happen to you, when all that was over, and it was exactly as before, I was your little skylark, your doll, which you would in future treat with doubly gentle care, because it was so brittle and fragile. Torvald, it was then I realized that for 8 years, I had been living here with a strange man and had borne him 3 children. Oh, I can't bear to think of it. I could tear myself into little bits.
I see. A rift has formed between us. But But is it not possible to fill it?
As I am now, I am no wife for you.
I have it in me to become a better man.
Maybe, if your doll is taken away from you,
Apart from you. No, I can't see that.
it makes it all the more certain that it must be done.
No, not tonight. Wait until tomorrow.
I cannot spend the night in a strange man's room.
Can we not live here like brother and sister?
I know very well that will not last long. Goodbye, Torvald. I won't see the children. As I am now, I am no use to them.
But someday.
How can I tell? I don't know what's going to become of me.
But Nora, you are my wife. Whatever becomes of you.
Listen, Torvald. I have heard that when a woman deserts her husband's house, as I am doing now, he is legally freed from all obligations towards her. In all cases, I have set you free. There must be perfect freedom on both sides. See, here's your ring back. Give me mine.
Not too.
Have to.
Where is this?
Now that that's over, I've put my keys here. The maids know everything about the house better than I do. Tomorrow, once I have left her, Christine will come and gather my things which I have brought with me from home. I'll have them sent after me.
You ever think of me again, Nora?
Sure, I will think of you, the children, this house.
May I write to you, Nora?
No, never.
Can I send you anything?
Nothing. Nothing.
But if you are in want,
I can't receive anything from a stranger.
that would be anything more than a stranger to you, Nora.
Torvald, the most wonderful thing of all that I have to ask.
Tell me, what would that be?
You and I would have to be so changed that... Torvald, I don't believe in wonderful things happening anymore.
But I'll believe it. So change that.
Our life together would be a real one. Goodbye.
Nora. Empty. She is gone. The most wonderful thing of all. Congratulations, boys. You've done the deed. You've gone and hired women to work on your factory floor. Very progressive of you gentlemen. But now what? Here are a few tips to get more efficiency out of your women employees.
Eight helpful tips when hiring females. Tip number 1, pick young married women. They usually have more of a sense of responsibility than their unmarried sisters. They're less likely to be flirtatious, and they need the work or they wouldn't be doing it. they still have the pep and interest to work hard and deal with the public efficiently.
Tip number 2, when you have to use older women, try to get ones who have worked outside the home at some point in their lives. Older women who have never contacted the public are inclined to be cantankerous and fussy and have a hard time adapting. It is always well to impress upon older women the importance of friendliness and courtesy.
Tip number 3. General experience indicates that husky girls, those a bit on the heavy side, are more even-tempered and efficient than their underweight sisters.
Tip number 4, retain a physician to give each woman you hire a special physical examination, one covering female conditions. This step not only protects the property against the possibilities of a lawsuit, but reveals whether the employee to be has any female weaknesses, making her mentally or physically unfit for the job.
Tip number 5. Make sure to give each girl an adequate number of rest periods during the day. You have to make some allowances for feminine psychology. A girl is more confident and efficient if she can tidy her hair, apply fresh lipstick, and wash her hands several times a day.
Tip number 6, be tactful in issuing instructions or making criticisms. Women are often sensitive. They can't shrug off harsh words like men do. Never ridicule a woman. It breaks her spirit and it cuts off her efficiency.
Tip number 7. Be mindful about using language in the workplace. Even if a girl's husband or father swears vociferously, she will grow to dislike a place of work where she hears too much of this.
Tip number 8, get enough size variety in operators' uniforms so that each girl you hire has a proper fit. This point can't be stressed too much in keeping women happy.
This is amazing. Make copies and send it to every office and factory in the area.
The tips in here are great. This is sure to spread like wildfire.
Give me 189. Let's restore it.
Steve to control room, please. Steve to control room.
Ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille?
I think it's a terrific idea of Lisa's sister to have us all on the show together. Too bad Susie couldn't make it.
Who's Susie?
Suzanne,
Oh, the radical shepherdess.
now the studio vice president.
You're all set.
Hi, guys. Miss Scoop,
Hi Heidi, great to see you.
Where do you want her?
In the middle. Thanks for coming. We're all very excited about this segment. You're a real cross-section.
Peter, this is Lisa's sister, Denise.
Oh, hi.
Lisa says I have to use you. She says you're the best. You're here and you're here.
oh, congratulations on the new baby.
Number 2, way to go, Rosenbaum.
Okay. A couple of the topics April wants to cover today are the 60s, social conscience, relationships, Reaganomics, money, careers, approaching Big 4-0. Peter. Scoop. The opinions, trends. Heidi. The women in art, your book, The Death of ERA. Peter. The new medicine, kids today, and April says the further out you can take your sexuality, the better. Our audience is like a little controversy over coffee.
10 seconds,
What?
please.
Hi, guys.
Five, four, three, two.
Lamper. This is Hello New York. We're speaking today with members of the baby boom generation. The kids who grew up in the 50s, protested in the 60s, were the me's of the 70s and the parents of the 80s. Here with us today are Scoop Rosenbaum, editor of the very successful and influential Boomer magazine, Heidi Holland, author of And the Light Floods In from the Left, and director of Women's Art. Is it pronounced like Mozart?
Well, actually, it's women's art.
Excuse me, Women's Art, a group dedicated to the recognition of American women artists. And Dr. Peter Petrone, who is, according to Boomer magazine, for 2 years now, the leading pediatrician in New York under 40. Boy, I'm impressed. Good morning to all of you.
Good morning, April. And can I say that I think a standard for success among our generation is being able to say good morning, April, in person. I have to say I'm very grateful for this opportunity, April.
Thank you. Scoop, you've been an editor since 1967 when you started the Liberated Earth News. You certainly had a lot of successes since then.
April, I'm just a simple newspaper man.
Do you think the values of our generation have changed significantly since the 60s?
April, I think we're a generation that's still idealistic, and ideals always wonder what they're going to do when they grow up. I'll be wondering that till I'm 80.
I once heard the same thing about Bertrand Russell. Heidi, how do you feel about that?
Oh, I really don't know much about Bertrand Russell.
Peter, you're a doctor. You work with children. Do you feel as though you're a grown-up?
Oh yes, I'm very old and very wise.
We were known as the baby boom generation. Do you think that starting our own families now makes a difference in accepting our place as adults?
April, I have 2 children, Maggie and Pierre. My wife and I were into Canadians at the time. Now, whether that makes me an official adult or not, I really don't know, but having my own family has certainly pulled me out of any me generation residue. The future is about my kids, not me.
Lucky kids. Heidi, there's a lot of talk these days about superwomen. Are you a superwoman?
Oh gosh, no. You have to keep too many lists to be a superwoman.
I love lists. You should see my refrigerator.
Do you keep your lists in the refrigerator?
Well, they can't say we don't have a sense of humor. Heidi, a lot of women are beginning to feel as though they can't have it all. Do you think it's time to compromise?
Well, I think that depends on
Can
whether...
I interrupt and say that I think if we're asking women to compromise, then we also have to ask men to compromise. This year, my wife Lisa won the Widener Prize for her illustration in King Ginger Goes to Summer Camp. I'm every bit as proud of that as I am of Boomer magazine.
But, Scoop, not everyone is as capable as Lisa. For instance, a lot of my single women friends are panicked now about their biological clocks winding down. Do you find that's true, Heidi?
Well, if you look...
Well, April, can I still call you April?
You have the sweetest face. Can we get a close-up of this face?
April, I run one of the largest pediatric units in all of New York, and I'm here to tell you today that women can have both happy and healthy children well over 42.
Well, my friends will certainly be happy to hear that. Peter, so far you've chosen not to have children.
Oh, April, what I think distinguishes our generation from the previous one is that any individual has his or her own right to pursue their own lifestyle. Say, for instance, you wanted to dress up as a Tylenol capsule and host Hello New York. I'd say, there's no need, but why not? Go for it.
So, what's next? After the kids in the country house, once we're settled, Heidi, do you think we'll see a resurgence of social conscience?
Well, there's...
Yes, Betsy Bloomingdale will be at the barricades.
Heidi, do you...
There's a line in the Ferengeti poem, and I believe in the rebirth of wonder. I think we're all awaiting the rebirth of wonder.
What does that mean? I wonder.
I'm afraid we have only a minute left. Scoop, Boomer magazine was an immediate success. Something very rare in the magazine business. Why?
Well, as you've seen today, we're serious people with a sense of humor. We're not young professionals, and we're not old lefties or righties. We're unique. We're powerful, but not bullies. We're rich, but not ostentatious. We're parents, but we're not parental. And I think that we had the left magazines in college. We had the music magazines in the 70s. And now we deserve what I call a power magazine in the 80s. We're opinion and trendsetters, and I hope Boomers are chronicle.
Well, it certainly looks like it's heading in that direction. The baby boom generation, are they all grown up? Well, they're rich, powerful, famous, and even parents. But who knows what we'd do if Peter Pan came through our bedroom window. Thank you, Scoop Rosenbaum, editor of Boomer magazine, Heidi Holland, essayist, curator, feminist, And Dr. Peter Petrone, Chief of Pediatrics at New York Hospital.
Thank you, April. Goodbye, New York.
Bert will be back with the weather in just a moment.
A Tylenol capsule, you're too much.
April, Senator Moore's wife is here with More Senate Wives Modeling Posters Break from Studio 3. Fabulous segment, guys. The Senate Wives love Betsy Bloomingdale.
Denise, would you go get my book, please? That was tremendous, guys. Thanks for coming. Sorry I have to rush off, but take your time.
April, Lisa and I are meeting a few people at Le Cirque for lunch later. Why don't you and David join us?
Who else will be there?
Oh, the regulars are Ryan and Farah, Noam Chomsky, Bishop Tudu, Bernie Bosanquet.
Who?
Bernard Bosanquet, 19th century British political philosopher.
So he's not coming.
No, Peter's being cynical again.
That face is so sweet and that mind is so savage.
Ooh, I like Savage. Say it again.
Actually, my friend Paul's in town. You met Paul in Manchester years ago.
Is that Paul Newman?
We'll come.
April to Studio 3.
Wait here, Scoop. I'll be right back.
When that April with her sure soot, the dread of human stupidity hath pierced to the root.
April Lambert is irrelevant. David Lambert owns 60 buildings in Manhattan. Peter, you were hilarious. I enjoyed myself immensely.
Oh, of course you did. Hey, you won.
I'd say if anyone won, it was Heidi. She didn't feel the need to be cynical like you. Go out for another A like me.
No, she didn't say anything at all.
How could I say anything when both of you were so eager and willing to say it for me? You two should be regulars here, the cynic and the idealist. Real cross-section.
Heidi, honey, calm down.
You have no right to call me honey, or tell me to calm down.
It's not my fault you didn't say anything.
I have to go meet a painter downtown.
Who?
No one you know. C technique, K plus use of color.
Andrea Rothstein?
How do you know Andrea Rothstein?
You obviously don't read Boomer magazine.
No.
Andrea was last week's hotspot.
I want to say the same thing about Bertrand Russell.
Oh, please, Peter. Excuse me, I have to go.
Stay a minute, Idella. I never see you. I'd love to talk.
That painter is waiting for me.
Idella, it just isn't enough. That's what I've learned.
Scoop, I came here to talk about women and art.
You're such a wonderful person. You deserve someone wonderful. Heidi, you're clutching at your purse.
I have valuables. No, excuse me, I really must.
Come to the house and see us. We miss you.
I didn't mean to upset her. We were once very close.
Yep.
You and she are still very close?
Yep.
That's nice. You know, I'm sorry I never really got to know you. You seem like a very nice man.
Are you having a sentimental spasm? You seem sorry. Touch and move it all at the drop of a hat. It's kind of manic.
Fatherhood changes people.
Oh, please.
Heidi says that. Oh, please. You know, you and her have managed to maintain a friendship. I envy you for that. Tell me, how do you do it?
Scoop, I'd like to leave before April comes back.
Peter, do you ever wonder what it's all for?
Well, people like you run the world. You decide what it's all for.
You know what genuinely surprises me? You're a far more arrogant man than I am.
Oh, Scoop, I'm just a simple man of medicine. And now I leave you to await the rebirth of wonder.
Breaking news. After beating his wife for months, a man has just killed his 6-year-old daughter. Breaking news. Wife has been stabbed by husband multiple times. For the past 8 months, she had contacted local police about abuse and harassment, but had received no help until now. Breaking news. After discussing with her doctor the injuries she had sustained at the hands of her husband, a local woman was told she was too nervous and to take pills to relax her. She was then asked what she had done to provoke him and if they had made up yet. Breaking news, 3 to 6 million women were beaten in their homes annually in the 1970s. Only 9,000 people are arrested for domestic violence every year, and the number of convictions is even smaller. Is this really all because you won't believe a woman when she says she's in danger?
#MeToo. A college professor once told me, boys will be boys after a classmate sexually assaulted me.
I've lost count of how many times I've lied and told a guy I have a boyfriend because he wouldn't take a simple no for an answer. #MeToo.
#MeToo. A professor at theater school loved to comment on my busty clothing. I'm proud I went to my school's HR, but still pure retaliation.
I was in my mid-20s. I lost one job because I would not cooperate with my manager. I consulted a lawyer and was told, you definitely have a case, but if you decide to pursue this, word will get around national law case and nobody will ever hire you again. So I had to drop it.
Because I was shamed and considered a party girl, I felt I deserved it. I shouldn't have been there. I shouldn't have been bad. #MeToo.
#MeToo. A manager on my first big tour as a backup singer. When I went to a lawyer, he told me to suck it up because a guy could do a lot for me.
3 years ago today, I left an abusive partner and my entire world behind to keep myself and my child safe. I want you to know, if you're being abused or if your kid is in danger, you do not have to stay. You can't do this. You are strong enough. #MeToo.
She was the second most powerful person in law enforcement in Nevada until she reported her boss and was removed from her position and demoted to another county, ruining her 20-year career. This is why survivors don't come forward. #MeToo.
#MeToo. More times than I can count. In school, in the workplace, on the street, in places I should have been able to feel safe.
#MeToo. If you know a woman, she has a story, or two, or a dozen. And many of us can feel like our experiences don't count.
Me too. Hasn't every woman?
#MeToo. Coercion is rape. Talking someone into it is rape. If you love me, you would is rape. Threatening to cheat if told no is rape. All of these have happened to me. Only one was by physical force. I am a survivor. We are valid.
Hats off to all the women who have stepped up to share their story and be the change. 90% of women are harassed on public transport and only 4% has been reported. #MeToo.
The willingness of these women to come forward is yet another sign of the power of #MeToo. Slowly, we're beginning to see the erosion of cultural supports for sexual misconduct.
Guys, it's our turn. After yesterday's endless #MeToo tweets of women's stories of being abused, assaulted, and harassed, today we say #HowIWillChange.
I will never blame a victim, and I will never stand and watch as a man makes unwanted advances on a woman. #HowIWillChange.
#HowIWillChange. I will be vigilant about my insensitivities and coach other men likewise. This woman's issue is a man's problem, and men need to own it.
#HowIWillChange. I will call out anyone who makes a sexist statement about a woman, even if it's a silly joke.
#HowIWillChange. By fighting the ugly habits I've gathered, and by listening more, talking less, by believing without asking for an open vein.
Not letting guy talk be a thing, especially when it's derogatory to women. People shouldn't be scared to live their lives. #HowIWillChange.
#HowIWillChange means leaving my own embarrassment, ego, or nerves at the door when seeing other men harass women in public.
#HowIWillChange means making the male-centric spaces where I'm safe for women too.
I will never catcall a woman again. Growing up as children, we were taught from movies that it was a compliment. I would do it to friends and girlfriends. Sunrise clued me in that it was totally inappropriate. Not a compliment, not cool, gross. Hashtag how I will change.
Hashtag how I will change. I'll listen to you until you feel heard, not just until I've heard you.
I will call out other men on sexism. I won't be complacent with the status quo. I won't allow another man to harass a woman. Hashtag how I will change.
What I know for sure is that speaking your truth is the most powerful tool we all have. And I'm especially proud and inspired of all the women who felt strong enough and empowered enough to speak up and share their personal stories. I want all the girls watching here and now to know that a new day is on the horizon. And when that new day finally dawns, it will be because of a lot of magnificent women, many of whom are right here in this room tonight, and some pretty phenomenal men fighting hard to make sure they become the leaders that take us to a time when no one ever has to say me too again.
How many of you guys is this your first time performing?
Okay, I have a question, I guess. What was it like having a peer director?
I loved it because, I mean, we work with Ms. Gladys and Ms. Grieve a lot, and it's wonderful working with them, but it's cool having a peer that you can kind of relate to and talk to, and it's a little bit easier to feel like you can spread ideas just because they're the same age as you, so it's easier to spread ideas and be more creative with our roles.
It's cool to see, like, me personally, I've known Laura ever since she started, like, being a student director, and, like, now she's technically an actual director. So it's just kind of cool to see, like, a person my age put together all of this.
I think it's really funny whenever we're having an off day, even if we just slightly show it, Laura picks up on it right away. Because she'll see us in school or something, or she just knows us so well because she's our age, and she'll just pick up on it and she'll ask me, okay, what's going on?
As a theater artist myself, I recently just got from a trip to Chicago, and I drove here immediately because I saw this and I was like, oh, my former high school is doing something super politically charged. That's exciting. So there's this kind of resurgence in theater and performing arts of political commentary starting to come up. Have you guys had a positive experience putting something like this together, and what is the next step that you want to take from this experience?
I would say it's a lot different when you, like,
read the tweets on Twitter, or if you don't even know about the tweets, or we learn about like women's suffrage in history classes and stuff, but showing it in theater makes you have to live it. And it's a lot different because you learn a lot about what women's suffrage used to be and what it still is. So that's been really cool and also really sad.
I think it's really eye-opening for me personally because, of course, doing Guide to Hiring Women especially, it's really eye-opening because originally when we were first reading the lines, it was extremely hard to say even during auditions.
It's so hard to force a smile when it comes to listening to him.
I couldn't like really fathom like actually saying these words and to actually think, because we base this off a legitimate text, the real Guide to Hiring Women that was made in the 50s. So to think that somebody could actually write those words down and really mean them is quite eye-opening.
One of the experiences that I had was, or at least me personally, I always think that I can't do something in real life, but it's easier to do it and act it out on the stage. But when I started being on the stage, a more powerful woman, and we read the tweet scenes, and I felt more empowered. And then in life, I started being able to call people out for things that before I would have just backed down and not said anything about. But now I've started, I mean, obviously in a polite way, but calling them out and telling them that what they're doing is actually wrong and offensive.
Kind of like what Joey said, I feel like with the tweet scene, specifically, when the guys were saying like how I would change, that was so amazing to me because I just feel like it's so powerful for men to put themselves in the shoes of women and see what they went through. And for me, I personally always been like a really like empathetic person, so I'm always like, how would I feel if someone had done this to my mom, or how would I feel if someone did this to my sister? And that is just what I feel like a lot of men need to have the mindset of when, seeing, that kind of stuff happening and doing something about it. So, but I think the tweet scene really made me happy. It was really nice to know that I'm not the only, that we're not the only guys that want to do something about, this terrible issue.
Not only that, but there's a lot of respect and power that comes with being a man even today, and especially back then. It showed me how I have to be careful with what I say, because even though I have said, slightly sexual, offensive kind of things, like as a joke to my friends, right? And then I thought it was cool with that because everyone else in high school was doing it. And this play really showed me that I have a lot of power and influence as a person, and me just going along with those jokes, just like people are accepting it, and I realized that that's just not cool and something I should not tolerate as a guy. Even though it's a lot easier for me to just say, well, I'll just go on with the joke, I really shouldn't stand up and say that this is inappropriate.
For me, it was especially interesting to play the two roles I played because in Father of the Bride, she kind of just goes along with what her dad says when he says, well, it's everything right in the world that you're going to take care of him, which is fine, but also when she's on the phone, she's reassuring her husband that her only reassurance to him isn't that she loves him and she's going to see him, it's that, oh, you're going to take care of me, so I'll be fine. And it was kind of interesting to me that that was their mindset, that that's all they cared about, is that he's going to take care of her or that she's going to take care of him, and it's not about an actual loving relationship. And then as in Heidi Chronicles, it was especially weird because in real life, if I saw that people were interrupting Heidi, I would have said something, but I just kind of had to sit there and be like, okay, well, I'll let them talk. So it was really interesting to see how people would just tolerate these kinds of things and not speak up against it.
And kind of similar to Sam, I find it very hard to confront people, and especially in a scene where it's very culturally acceptable not to, and stepping up and being that person that changes the atmosphere of the room and saying this is not okay, or even making a light comment that redirects it in another direction. I think that's something that I personally really try to work on because it's very, very difficult for me. But I think it's really important because even if you change the atmosphere around you, that little thing can just shift it away from maybe something that maybe someone else also feels uncomfortable stepping up and you changing it a little bit can have a greater change. And I think that's like your question. That's something that I'm going to work on. I think something that like people in general feel like we can do.
So I have a question mostly for your director, but also for the rest of you auditioning. Why did you choose this play or choose to audition for this play?
Well, so when I was first developing the idea for the show, I knew I wanted to do something impactful. And when I had the idea to do something about women empowerment or like women's voices throughout history, I knew that's something that I really wanted to discuss with like an audience, and that's kind of how I found the idea. And once I kind of had that realization of, oh, I really want to do this, it was just a matter of finding the shoes and all of that.
I was kind of hesitant to audition at first because I've never really been one to like speak out about these type of things. But then I was like, I realized who was directing it, and I realized that like I trust her a lot with this, and I knew that she would make it like I'm a woman and I'm empowered. Like I knew she would make it.
I was super psyched to audition for this play, honestly, because I've always been a person who loves, making a change and helping, I guess, I just love fighting for equality and all that stuff. And so I fortunately had the chance to grow up with an amazing strong mother and an amazing strong sister and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So I always knew that women were powerful, and doing this performance, I really hope just acting we're in the right direction. We're on the right path to equality.
I actually came to auditions not really knowing what the show was about, and I've only ever done the musicals, I've never done the plays, and I'm like, I'm gonna try out for this play. And then when we were reading the scenes and the text during auditions, I first thought that they were gonna be a bunch of scenes from way back when. But Heidi Chronicles is set in the 80s, and that's crazy to me because my mom was in college and working at that time, and to think that guys had a mindset to just interrupt women and just be like that, it was crazy to me because I was like, wow, because my mom must have had to go through that, and that was pretty recent. It's not from the 1800s. It's
To be perfectly honest, I had free time, so I decided to
Now I have to say something. That fact is hidden, so I don't have to talk. And now you said that, now I have to say something.
Right off the bat, I kind of auditioned because John, but I went into the play thinking it was going to be stories about empowered women throughout the history. Then we got to Guide to Hiring Women. That was hard to read.
You looked out at the audience, and all the girls were staring at you like you were crazy.
A note about auditions. So when I had them read that scene, I had the girls go up and read it and react how they would nowadays. And obviously they were frustrated and furious and understandable. And then I had the guys go up and read it like it was the best thing they ever heard. And just watching them kind of squirm was fun. But it got out the emotion that I needed and really helped.
So it occurs I inspired a lot of people to audition. But I personally chose to audition. Well, obviously, she's my girlfriend, so I want to be nice and everything. But when I realized what the show is about, I kind of realized that it's not just, women's job to, fix this issue and correct it. It's like a men's job. It's everyone's job to fix this in society. And what I also realized is it's going to take a lot of strong guys as well to kind of push through that kind of squirminess of having to read these really misogynistic lines and just kind of be like, oh, I don't like that. It takes a lot of very good actors, and I'm happy that I worked with the guys I worked with that had the strength to be able to act and say these lines as if they meant them, even though I know we all despised saying these lines.
I said hi, Peggy. That was it.
One out of.
I think that as high schoolers we don't have
was like, well, this is a cool way to kind of talk about this and have the community come see that, like, you know, we do care about this and this is something that should be talked about.
Honestly, when I entered auditions, I had no concept of what the actual play was going to be like. And then I was dumbfounded when I was reading the audition pieces, of course, because I read Guide to Hiring Women and also Heidi comic books, which was very, very interesting to say the least. But the more I ran the pieces, the more I rehearsed with the cast, I really understood how important, powerful message that was sent by this.
I thank you all for coming, and